Welcome, everyone, to episode 93 of 1 Hour, 1 Decision, 1H1D. I am Chris.
And I am Tom.
And we take 60 minutes and play a random game on Xbox Game Pass, or we get a request from someone. Like today's episode, where we're talking about Deathloop, and it was requested by Tom. Not this Tom, another Tom. We'll deal with the two Toms later, but Tom from Bad Elephant Gaming has requested that we play Deathloop, or we try out get Deathloop, and we did. We did. And we found out that Arkane Lyon Studios developed this game. And we got to find out, though, Tom, is this a game that we want to keep playing or not? So let's get into it, shall we?
Yeah.
So this game came out. This is a little different. This game came out on the PS5, and I believe the PC, back in May of 2021. And it just came out in September of 2022 for Xbox /Game Pass. So, yeah.
Timed exclusives.
Timed exclusives. Always fun. Always good times, right? No. But anyway, I played this on the PC as usual, and it was a whopping 31.21 gigabytes on the PC. Tom, what about you?
Well, it was 0 gigabytes on my Xbox One because it was the cloud game only.
Oh.
But I did some digging, and were I to have played this on the Series S or X, the estimated file size was 39.1 gigabytes.
Wow.
Which is 8 gigabytes more than yours.
That's pretty hefty. What the heck?
I don't know why.
Those drives are precious, but you know what? So be it. That's cool, though. Again, this is I appreciate Microsoft's thinking about this, allowing someone with an Xbox One to be able to play some of the newest games through the power of the cloud.
Yeah,
that's very cool.
We'll get into it in the further parts, but yeah, it's cool that it's a feature.
Yeah. Okay. But what kind of game is this?
Hey, look, another first-person shooter.
Yes, it is. It's another first-person shooter. I put first-person story shooter because it seems like story is pretty involved in this game.
Oh, I thought it was because you shot the story.
Oh, I guess you can. You are shooting the story sometimes, aren't you? Because the words that kind of pop up here and there, you can shoot them.
Or are you shooting story? Like out of your gun comes story?
Oh. No, we're not doing that. But how about that game loop, Tom?
I like yours better than mine, but mine is explore and kill enemies to learn things. Then you die and use that knowledge to do better next time.
Yeah. I just wrote the game loop is to break the loop.
Indeed it is. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel proud of myself when I wrote that down. It's like, hey, wait, that's your only objective so far. That's what everyone is screaming into your character's face. Break the loop. Break the loop. So,
except the other characters don't want you to break the loop.
No. But they kind of do. I don't know. It's weird.
It's confusing.
It's very confusing. So, speaking of confusing, let's stop being confused and let's talk about what we liked about this game. Go ahead.
I like the way that the character talks to himself. It's got a kind of a Memento kind of vibe to it. If you ever watched Memento, where the character writes all these notes to himself.
Yep.
Except in this game, you see the notes like in the game world, which is interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I thought they kind of did it. Like it looked like in one sequence there was like words on his jacket. But I don't know. I guess it like disappeared or it didn't happen again. But yeah, I agree to a point. I thought that again, Arkane just knows how to make a stylish looking game. Like from the jump, it was just like the menu system was just so sleek. And then you get into the game, it's just like the worlds are just very detailed. but like they have that arcane art style that I really enjoy, and it's just great looking game through and through, I thought. And as we kind of talked about it, there is a lot of intrigue into what's going on, because what is it like? Literally, like you start the game and you are introduced to your character dying.
Yep.
Like the antagonist in this story, Juliana.
Mm-hmm.
Juliana. She has a machete in your torso area. So that's unfortunate. But it does a good job of saying like, hey, you're going to die, and die a lot you shall. So
yes.
What about you, Tim? What else did you like about this game?
I appreciated the humor, that there's humor in the dialogue. There's humor in the tooltips.
Yeah.
Like the game is, maybe because the premise is so ridiculous, it doesn't take itself all that seriously.
True.
And so I appreciate that. I like that it's funny.
Yeah. I appreciated also like when you're trying to pick up something that you already have enough of, your character's like, I already have enough of this. I don't need any more. That'd be too greedy. Or something. It just says something ridiculous like that. So that was cool. I really enjoyed the over the top executions. Like they were brutal. Like absolutely brutal. And then it was weird because, I guess we could talk about it in the dislikes, but yeah, that was just like insane what you could do with that. And, that, and then Arkane, like as always, they have a very sandboxy feel of like how you want to approach a particular situation. So I think both of us kind of put that in there in our likes.
Yeah.
You could be stealthy, or you can go in guns or machete wielding, which I did a lot of. I enjoyed hacking away with my machete because it was generally 2 hits were all you needed to take out someone.
Sufficient.
It was sufficient, I also like the kind of like the Mega Man boss feel that I didn't get to a boss yet. I didn't get in my playthrough, but the idea, I think I was just reading through some of the stuff, like they all have particular powers that once you take them out, you get, and then you can take those powers to then potentially exploit against the other bosses that are in the game. So I thought that was pretty cool. Well, potentially cool. I didn't get to it, but the idea is very neat. Anything else you want to bring up here, Tom?
I know we last episode I pooped on the tutorial for Far Cry a little bit. Yeah. I want to say the tutorial in this game I thought was perfect.
Really?
Yeah, okay. I was very happy with the pacing, how it, it didn't just assume that you played first person shooters before. Okay. Like you got up to an obstacle and it was like, press this button to clear this obstacle, press this to crouch, press this to do, it walked you through each of the buttons as you needed them. But like, throwing stuff at you, but never felt like really a too fast a clip. I felt like I was always kind of ready for whatever the next obstacle was. And then they started to iterate, and now you have to deal with these 2 things at once. And
yeah,
I just think it was solid structure, solid layout and setup. I also wanted to point out that I think it played very smoothly, considering that it was on the cloud. I didn't notice any really obvious issues. There was some like little graphical, nuggets here and there, but nothing all that distracting. And considering that I don't have crazy internet or anything like that, like I anticipate that there's going to be some problems, but the game was 100% playable. It was, I never like accidentally shot anybody I wasn't trying to shoot. There was no rubber banding or lag or anything like that made the game unplayable. So
yeah. I mean, to be fair, it is mostly a single player experience. So if it was doing that on the cloud, that would be, I would think that'd be like a big no for me. Like if I were to try that on cloud and did that junk. So that's great to hear that it is playable on the cloud. Anything else you want to bring up before we talk about what we didn't like?
I do want to also mention that I think the characters have an interesting dynamic, between your protagonist and the antagonist. And that makes this story something fun to experience. Like,
right.
Your characters, if you're going to have a story-based game, your characters need to be dynamic and interesting. And even though like you don't really know what's going on, like you very quickly get that they have a history and that there's a lot going on between these characters. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. It's good to hear. So,
but
yeah,
that's it for the things that I like.
Okay.
Sounds like that's also it for the things that you like.
It is.
So let's talk about things we didn't like.
Well, I guess I'll start. Guns. In first-person shooter, I didn't think they felt great.
Yeah.
I don't know, something about them just felt, I don't know if it was the way that they sounded. I didn't feel like there was enough impact. I just immediately just was like, screw this. I'm just using my machete. Like it just felt so much more like I think at one point I got the nail gun and I was trying to, it said like, use this for silent takedowns, blah, blah, blah. It's like, cool. Aim at the head, goes right into the guy's head, still alive. It's like, what is going on here?
You didn't put the nail through the right part of his head.
I guess. I mean, I hit one like right here. And
Phineas Gage.
Yeah. But it didn't work. He was still walking around, still going, huh? What? And I was like, what just happened here? So that was kind of crappy. And Tom, this is what baffled me. So there is a kick option. You can kick.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
But then that foot is not there when you're walking.
Oh, no.
What is the point of that? Thomas, what is the point of that?
Sounds
it's
like
just like an appendage that just comes and goes as it pleases?
Mm-hmm.
That's not cool, man. Give me my feet or don't give it to me at all. That's all I'm saying. He's got hands. Why don't you just shove them instead? I don't know. Just a thought. I mean, it felt good. The kicks felt good, but then it's like, oh, awesome. I don't have feet at all. So I'll get off my soapbox about feet, but give me feet if you're going to give me feet.
Yes.
But you have something about EULAs here in your notes?
Yeah. Just even to start the game, I had to agree to like 4 or 5 pages of ULA.
Yes, you do.
Independently, which was weird.
Yeah.
I also thought it was really weird that I had to hit B to confirm things.
Yeah.
B is a cancel button, not a confirm button, guys.
Yeah.
And this game kind of arbitrarily jumped between certain things being A to confirm and other things being B to confirm. But B was also cancel, but cancel was also confirm. Like, I don't know. Whoever like designed that part of their layout,
Yeah.
Maybe now that I, think about it and realize that it was ported over from PlayStation, could be something to do with that in the PlayStation's button layout.
I wouldn't think it would take that long to swap that. Yeah. But that would be annoying for sure. I mean, I did kind of skip through that as most EULAs. I'm like, here, I just signed my soul to Bethesda and Microsoft. So, you're welcome. But with controls, I will also say what was annoying is the fact that the machete in your UI, in your kind of weapon UI, you can swap to the machete. But to use the machete, it is not the trigger. It is the right bumper. Now, my thought is if you're swapping, if you're going to have a machete and you're swapping to it and you're going to attack, which normally you would do in a first-person shooter, is just hit the trigger button. Give me that option. No, what it does is if you hit the trigger button while you're holding the machete, it immediately swaps you to your gun.
Yep.
To do that. I was like, that's not cool, man. That's not cool. Then don't give me the option of holding the machete by itself. Just let it be its own button.
That's a good point.
You know? But whatever.
Yeah.
Tom, is this a roguelite?
I think it might be. Like, you die, you remember some things, then you do it again.
Right. You lose all your weapons.
Yeah.
You lose. I mean, I guess you gain experience, but you don't. It's weird. It's weird. It's like, it's almost like a roguelike. You do, like, you gain the experience of remembering what you had to do or what screwed up, but you have to start over and pick up everything like how it was from beginning. I don't know.
I really didn't like the you don't know what's going on plot thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think there are too many games that do this, where it's like everything's got to be a mystery. I mean, or it doesn't. Like, you know.
Yeah, I think they had to do that, at least in my opinion, because the gunplay just stunk. Like, they had to, like, because that gameplay itself was just not great. They had to, like, do something to make it seem more appealing. Like, oh, okay, there's enough mystery that I'm going to push through these not so great shooting mechanics.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I didn't like the shooting mechanics either. I'll agree with you on that.
Yeah.
It felt really floaty. I missed a bunch. Mm-hmm. And then I realized maybe too late that you can adjust all that stuff in the options. Like, you can really dial in how sensitive, the dead zone, how sensitive the controls. Yeah. Okay. Like the options are actually pretty thorough.
Okay.
But the game never really pointed me in that direction. Like, was like, I was never really said, hey, maybe you want to play with the options some. Like, that didn't happen.
Yeah, especially there's a lot of reading, which is kind of another thing I disliked about this game. I kind of talked about this also in our previous episode, but Arkane just loves to write, and no disrespect for them for that, but it's like they literally put words all over the place in this game. Like, you were just inundated with information, and it's like, I wasn't a fan of that. And also, I felt like while it was kind of nice, my character had a voice and stuff like that. I felt like he might be a little bit too chatty and a little bit too naughty with his language. He was dropping F-bombs and stuff like that all over the place. I mean, I get it. I guess if you're in that kind of situation, you would be maybe completely frustrated and cursing a lot. Well, getting a machete in sunk into your chest might cause you to say some choice words. So I don't know, but it still felt like it felt kind of forced at times. So I don't know. Anything else you want to bring up here about the game and dislikes?
I don't like the idea of running out of the reprise and then having to start the whole loop over again. It kind of feels like permadeath to me. Mm-hmm. And this is the kind of game where I guess you kind of should expect to die a lot. But I realized afterwards that you only really permanently die if you run out of reprise. And in the options, you can go around and mess with that and give yourself infinite reprise, which means you would never fall back out of the loop.
Okay. So now that's an interesting point. So if you never cancel a loop, because I feel like there might be situations where you would want to kill the loop, or like not kill the loop, but rather reset it, because it's like, okay, I know this information, but I can't do it at this particular time, because there's a thing where like you can change the time of day and stuff like that, right? So I don't know if that might be why you want to use like to actually like reset completely. I don't know. So, and it's like, in a way, your run, like the map isn't changing. Maybe some characters moving around here and there are changing, but like it's almost like a racing game in a way. It's like you know the best lines to get to the objective. So, but that's interesting that you can do that because the other thing I noticed was there's no difficulty selection when you start the game. It just you start right off. It's like, here you go.
Yeah. So I don't know if you caught this, but also explained in the options, if you went and dig in there, is that the game automatically adjusts difficulty based on how well or poorly you're doing. So I think it's kind of like, the newer iterations of Mario, where like if you fail a bunch of times, now you get like the super item and you could just kind of, invincible star your way through a segment that's really troubling you.
Okay.
So that's on by default where the game scales. But you can turn it off in the settings. You can make it, I guess, however easy or hard as you want it to be. So
again, there's all these words that Arkane put out there, but they couldn't tell you to go into the options menu. Like you just had to stumble across that. Yeah. Come on, man. Come on, Arkane.
And it's because I like to look. I like to look and see what kind of options are available. And unfortunately for myself, I didn't check this until after I had played for, basically the whole hour.
Right. Right.
Otherwise, I probably would have made some different decisions.
Yeah. What a shame. Any other things that you want to bring up before we come to our final thoughts?
Well, I did not get to try out the second mode where you try to protect the loop. And I think it's cool that you can invade someone else's game as like an optional PvP.
Interesting.
I didn't get to experience either of those, but I think that those are interesting.
I'm surprised that you would be interested in that. Because, multiplayer wise.
Generally, you're right. I don't. But I like that it's there.
Yeah.
I like options. I like sandbox. I like being given the opportunity to play how I want to play and let me make that decision for myself. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean somebody else isn't going to like it. So I think it's cool that it's there.
Okay. Well, the newest Xbox Game Pass update on PC added this, which is awesome. I don't have to go on How Long to Beat's website anymore. I can just check on the app. It tells you how long to beat this game.
Whoa.
And it says it takes about 15 hours to beat it.
Okay.
Sizable, but manageable, I think. 15 hours, right?
Yeah. That's
and of course, this game has cloud saves, cross multiplayer, and clearly cloud gaming as well. So this has got the full gamut. Like, so well done, Arkane and Xbox, for making that happen for this
especially since it was a timed exclusive on somebody else's console.
Right. So very cool. Very happy about all that stuff. But Tom, now we got to find out, are we going to keep this game or are we going to kill the loop? But before we get to that, we wanted to let you know about our spectacular sponsor, Winner Winner. Winner Winner is a live arcade claw machine game available on Android and iOS, and it's 100% skill-based. Trust me, if you see me play my games, you know I'm not that great, and I still have won games on my first try. There's hundreds of prizes, even featuring gaming merch from Nintendo. Pick your prize from choices in your particular game, or bank your earnings with tickets to redeem any other prize you want from their wide selection. And for all you lovely people listening or watching our show, you can get bonus tokens on your first app token purchase. Download and create your account, then use the link in the episode's description to enter promo code DALE after you sign in. Check it out. It's clawsome.
Well, I really like the concept of this. I think it's a pretty cool concept in theory. But replaying game segments ends up feeling pretty lame to me. Like, I really don't like Metroidvania style games where you do backtracking and it's like, now you have the thing to do the thing.
Right.
No, I don't want to do that. I like my games to go forward, and I'm on the ride, and then I get to the end, and then that's it. So I'm going to pass on this guy, and I'm going to spend my time somewhere else.
Okay. Even after you know now that the game takes 15 hours and you went through the options menu and kind of was able to tweak all that stuff.
Yeah.
Still a no-go for you. Okay. That's fair.
I don't know. Again, maybe if I had found those options at the beginning, it would have impacted how I felt about the hour that I did play. But now at this point, I played an hour of this, and I wish I had played less. So.
Okay. Hey, but you didn't have to download anything, so that's important too.
That's true. It means I don't have to delete it off my hard drive.
Just from your memory. For me, the apparent shortness of this game, the 15 hours, kind of makes me want to finish this game because I've heard a lot of good things about it. And I unfortunately missed my opportunity with the Plague Tale in finishing that game because it's been pulled from Game Pass. So I think this will replace my game that I'm going to be streaming and trying to complete on our channel. So for now, I'm going to see how long I keep playing this game. Maybe there'll be a point where I get completely frustrated because that whole Mega Man boss thing kind of seems intriguing to me too. Getting those powers and then utilizing them against other bosses and stuff like that. So yeah, I think I'll keep it going until I say no more. So
yeah, just go in the options and make the
immediately
make the shooting less crappy and give yourself more reprise and to compensate.
There you go. So those are our thoughts. Let us know what you think of this game. Follow us and say hello on Twitter at TC1H1D or shoot us an email at TC1H1D@outlook.com. Check out our next streams on Twitch at twitch.tv/1H1D. And if you're watching this podcast on YouTube, send us a comment down below and we promise to try and read and respond to them. And as you know, Tom, as most people should know at this point, 1H1D is part of the QTB network. And if you like gaming podcasts and all cool content from QTB, Quit the Build, they got podcasts, TikTok, all that fun stuff. Go see the whole lineup. Check out quitthebuild.com/network.
Yeah.
But Tom.
Yes.
We got to find out what we're playing next, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So let's figure out what the surprise button has for us in store this time. Here we go. Oh. All right, we're going to have to cut this part because it's AI the Somnium files again. All right, here we go again.
That's okay. You have a nice long sequence of silence there.
Mortal Shell, I played that already. 2 Point Campus. Do you have that on Xbox?
2 Point Campus. I'm unfamiliar.
It's like those the Sims kind of thing. Not Sims, but like Sim City, but like for college. Or theme hospital? Theme hospital.
I'm loading the thing right now. That sounds familiar. 2 points. We could re-record this.
Yeah.
I hit search for 2 points. Oh, 2 Point Campus. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start from. I'll just start from. We're going to find out what we're playing next, and then. Okay. So Tom, we got to find out what we're playing next, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Let's find out what that surprise button has in store for us next. Here we go. 2-point campus.
That's all the points that they have?
Yeah, that's all they got. So I think these are the guys that made like Theme Hospital or stuff like that. So now it's like you're managing a college of some sort. So
okay.
yeah.
So, Sim University.
Sim University. Yeah. And not a first-person shooter. So there you have it.
Hey.
Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning into this episode, and we will catch you on the next one.
Thanks, everybody.